Chosen one. Stop everything you are doing. What I am about to reveal is not common information. This requires your complete attention, because what I discovered about you left me speechless. You did something that arose so naturally from your essence that you did not even realize the spiritual earthquake you caused in dimensions your eyes cannot see. You surpassed the divine level. And I know you think I am exaggerating, but I am going to show you the proof. Subscribe to Chosen by Heavens right now and turn on all notifications, because what you are about to discover will permanently change how you see yourself. It will change how you understand every painful experience you have been through. Stay until the end, because I will reveal 3 specific proofs that confirm you surpassed the maximum limit. I will show you what this means for your protection, and why people who attacked you are about to face consequences they did not see coming. Write 777 in the comments if you felt that something deep changed within you, as if you crossed an invisible line separating you from who you used to be. Chosen one. The spiritual universe operates with systems and hierarchies established since before time existed. Everything has its place, its limit, its maximum ceiling of evolution. For thousands of years, this system worked perfectly. Souls incarnated, learned, and ascended within established levels. There was a level for common humans, higher levels for the awakened, and even higher for souls history remembers as saints and mystics. The system was orderly, predictable, perfect in design until you appeared. You did not appear making noise or demanding recognition. You remained silent. You carried pain alone. You faced battles without publicizing them. You forgave betrayals without demanding apologies. You kept going when everything indicated you should give up. That combination of silent actions created the anomaly. Chosen one. The spiritual system monitors the frequency of each soul. Your frequency began showing readings that matched no existing category. You operated in a range with no name because no one before accessed it this way. The records showed a human soul functioning beyond maximum parameters. That should not be possible. Like a program executing functions not in its code. That is you, a possibility. No one contemplated, proof that human potential has no ceiling. Chosen one, you did not surpass God. That is impossible. You surpassed the limits assumed maximum for a soul in human form. You broke the record of what was believed achievable while carrying a physical body, like a world record beaten without competing, without training, simply by being who you are. You did not surpass through special powers. It was not because you are smarter or more spiritual. It was your way of processing suffering. The pain you experienced could have destroyed most people. The betrayals, the losses, the moments where darkness was so dense you doubted seeing light again. The nights where breathing required conscious effort. Most people who go through that pain either break completely or survive, but become so hardened they lose the ability to feel deeply. You did something different. You went through fire without losing your ability to love. You faced betrayal and kept your heart open. You experienced darkness and kept your inner light intact. That combination should not be possible. Souls that suffer intensely harden to protect themselves. It is survival, a natural response to trauma. But your soul did not follow the pattern. It took pain and transformed it into depth. It took betrayal and converted it into wisdom. It took darkness and used it to grow a more intense light that is surpassing, not escaping suffering, transmuting it in ways the system never categorized. Chosen one. Now I will show you 3 specific proofs confirming you surpassed the established level. You can verify each yourself. First proof, your ability to forgive what was objectively unforgivable. Someone caused you damage any sensible person would consider justification for eternal hatred. Not minor offenses, but deliberate betrayal, intentional harm. Someone who knew how to hurt you and chose to do it anyway. Against all logic, all advice, against pain screaming for revenge. You found a way to let go. You did not forget or pretend the damage never occurred, but you released the weight. You freed yourself from the chain of resentment. Most people cannot do that. They carry grudges to the grave. What you did is not normal. It is supernatural. A capacity few souls develop even after thousands of incarnations. Second proof, attacks against you stopped working. There was a period where everyone who wanted to harm you succeeded. Every arrow found its target. Every trap caught you. Every betrayal partially destroyed you. But something changed. Attacks continued with more intensity, but stopped having effect. Like you developed an invisible shield deflecting negative energy before it could penetrate your core. People who used to disturb your peace with one word now find their words slide off without leaving marks. Situations that used to sink you for weeks now barely affect you for hours. Betrayals that shattered your trust now simply inform you who deserves your energy. Not because you became insensitive, your frequency elevated to where lower vibrations literally cannot reach you. You exist on a different channel. Third proof, you started attracting divine protection without asking. Moments where something that should have gone terribly wrong inexplicably resolved itself. Situations heading toward disaster that changed course at the last second. People appearing exactly when needed, saying exactly what you needed to hear. You did not pray for those interventions. You did not perform rituals. You did not believe you deserved saving. But you were saved anyway. Again and again. That is not luck or coincidence. That is heaven responding to your elevated frequency with matching resources. When you operate from a certain spiritual altitude, protection is automatically assigned, not as a reward, but as a natural consequence of where you vibrate. If these three proofs resonate with your experience, you are beginning to understand the magnitude of what you achieved. And if this revelation is bringing you clarity and value, I want you to know that you can support Chosen by Heaven's mission through the Super Thanks feature below this video. Your contribution helps us continue bringing this transformative content to awakening souls. Chosen One, why you? What made you different from millions who also suffered and struggled? It was not your intelligence or spiritual knowledge, not your dedication to meditation or prayer. Many who surpass the divine level barely know conventional spirituality. What made you different was your refusal to become bitter. Every human faces a choice when experiencing profound suffering. They can allow pain to close their heart, to harden them, to turn them cynical and defensive. Or they can somehow keep their heart open despite the pain. Most choose the first option. It is safer, more logical, more protective. When you close your heart, people cannot hurt you as easily. When you expect the worst, you are rarely disappointed. When you trust no one, you cannot be betrayed. But you chose differently. After everything, after every reason to close off, you stayed open. Not naively, not stupidly, but genuinely open to the possibility of goodness, of love, of connection. That choice, repeated day after day, created a unique spiritual signature. Your soul began emitting a frequency never recorded before, a combination of deep wisdom born from suffering, with maintained innocence born from refusing to harden. Heaven noticed. The divine realms have sensors detecting anomalies in the spiritual field. You became an anomaly, a soul that should have broken but did not. A heart that should have closed but stayed open. A light that should have extinguished but burned brighter. Chosen One, why do certain people attack you with such intensity? Why do they invest so much energy trying to diminish, discredit, and harm you? The answer is simple. They attack you because your light exposes their darkness. When you operate from an elevated frequency, you become a mirror. People living in alignment with truth see you and feel inspired. They recognize a kindred spirit. They want to support you, learn from you, and grow alongside you. But people living in misalignment see you and feel threatened. Not because you are threatening them, but because your existence reminds them of everything they are not allowing themselves to be. Your authenticity highlights their pretense. Your courage highlights their fear. Your willingness to stand in truth highlights their compromise with lies. Instead of using that discomfort as an invitation to examine their choices, they try to destroy the mirror. They attack you hoping if they can diminish your light, they will not have to face their own darkness. They spread lies hoping if they can convince others you are not genuine, they will not have to confront their own inauthenticity. They try pulling you down hoping if you fall, they will not feel so bad about staying on the ground. But here is what they do not understand. You cannot be pulled down anymore. You surpassed the level where their attacks have power. You exist in a frequency range where their negativity cannot reach you. Their attacks are like throwing stones at an airplane. The airplane is so far above that the stones never come close. The attackers exhaust themselves wondering why nothing lands, not realizing you operate in a completely different dimension. And something else they do not understand. Every attack creates karmic debt that will be paid. The universe keeps perfect accounts. Every lie told about an elevated soul gets recorded. Every attempt to harm someone under divine protection gets noted. They think they are getting away with it because they do not see immediate consequences. But consequences are already in motion. The universe does not work on human timelines. Justice might take months or years to manifest, but it always manifests with precision. Chosen one. Since you surpassed the divine level, a specific kind of protection was automatically activated. This is not protection you requested. This is not protection you earn through rituals or prayers. This is protection that is automatically assigned when a soul reaches a certain frequency. Think of it like diplomatic immunity. When an ambassador represents their country in a foreign land, they receive protection, not something they apply for or can be denied. An automatic consequence of their position, you now operate as a divine ambassador on Earth. Your elevated frequency means you represent the higher realms in this dimension. Just like diplomatic immunity protects ambassadors, divine protection now shields you. This protection manifests in multiple ways. First, it creates an energetic barrier deflecting negative intentions before they can reach you. Curses do not work on you anymore. The evil eye has no effect. Malicious thoughts sent your way bounce off your field and return to the sender. Second, it places you under surveillance by higher dimensional beings. Angels, guides, ascended masters now monitor your path. When you are about to make a wrong turn, subtle guidance appears. When danger approaches, you receive warnings through intuition, dreams, or synchronicities. Third, it accelerates consequences for those trying to harm you. The protection does not just shield you. It ensures that those who attack elevated souls face their karma much faster than normal. What might take lifetimes gets compressed into months or even weeks. You might have noticed this. People who tried to destroy you suddenly facing their own destruction. Those spreading lies suddenly being exposed for their own deceptions. Individuals working to take away your opportunities suddenly losing their own. That is not you taking revenge. That is the universe maintaining order, divine law enforcing itself, the protection in action. And something beautiful about this protection. It guards you not only against external attacks but also from yourself. From your own doubts, your own fears. The parts of you that still want to play small or hide or diminish yourself. When you try shrinking back into old patterns, something inside you resists. When you consider compromising your truth to please others, discomfort arises. When you think about hiding your light to avoid confrontation, something pushes you forward anyway. That is the protection ensuring you stay aligned with your elevated position. You are not allowed to go backward anymore. You crossed a threshold that only moves in one direction forward. Upward, into greater expression of who you truly are. Like this video, if you understand that true power is not in revenge, but in remaining unmoved by the actions of those operating from lower consciousness. Share this with someone who needs to hear that the universe always balances the scales, even when injustice seems to prevail. Chosen one, surpassing the divine level is not the end of your journey. It is actually the beginning of a completely new chapter. What comes next will be different from anything you have experienced before. The first thing you will experience is clarity about your purpose. That feeling of knowing you came to do something important, but not knowing what, is dissipating. Moments of sudden understanding will arrive where pieces that did not seem related suddenly fit together perfectly. You will understand why you had the specific experiences you had, why you were born where you were born, why you met the people you met. Everything will form a coherent pattern revealing your specific mission. The second thing is acceleration of synchronicities. Meaningful coincidences will become more frequent and more obvious. People you need to meet will appear in ways impossible to attribute to chance. Resources you need will arrive just before you require them. Perfect opportunities will present themselves at perfect times. This is not magic. Your elevated frequency turned you into a magnet for everything vibrating in resonance with you. You broadcast a signal attracting compatible energies, opportunities, and people. The universe responds to who you have become by sending exactly what matches your new level. The third thing is a final cleansing. Pending situations that have been dragging on will reach resolution. Relationships in limbo will be defined one way or another. Decisions you have been postponing will demand definitive answers. It is like the universe is doing spring cleaning in your life, clearing everything that no longer belongs to make room for the new. This cleansing might be uncomfortable. Letting go is always challenging, but it is necessary. You cannot carry old baggage into new dimensions. The fourth thing is the arrival of your tribe. People who genuinely resonate with who you are will begin appearing. Not superficial followers or passing admirers. Soul connections. People who understand your language without needing explanation, who share your vision, who complement your capabilities. Your time of walking alone is ending. Not because you need others to complete you, but because the next phase requires collaboration with souls of similar frequency. You have been in preparation, in training, in isolation to develop strength and clarity without distraction. But now it is time to connect. Time to build. Time to create with others vibrating at your level. The loneliness you felt was temporary. The connections coming are permanent. The fifth thing is an increase in your creative and manifestation abilities. Ideas will flow more easily. Projects will come together more smoothly. Things you attempt will succeed more frequently. Not because you suddenly became more talented, but because you are now aligned with universal flow. When you operate from an elevated frequency, you access resources that people on lower frequencies cannot tap into. You receive downloads of information, inspired solutions to problems. You manifest outcomes that seem miraculous to observers, but feel natural to you. The sixth thing is a deepening of your spiritual gifts. Abilities you always had but never fully trusted will become stronger and more reliable. Your intuition will sharpen. Your ability to read energy will improve. Your capacity to see through deception will increase. Your connection to divine guidance will become clearer. These are not new gifts. They were always part of you. But your elevated frequency is activating them at a higher level. You are coming into your full power. The training wheels are coming off. The limitations are being removed. You are being given access to the full range of your spiritual capabilities. Chosen one, we have arrived at the moment I have been preparing since the beginning. The specific message that heaven wants to deliver directly to you. Pay maximum attention because this is not general information. It is communication directed to your specific soul. Heaven wants you to know that everything you sacrificed was seen. Every time you chose the difficult path because it was right. Every time you spoke truth when lies would have been convenient. Every time you defended someone weaker though it put you at risk. Every time you maintained integrity when compromising would have benefited you materially. None of that went unnoticed. It seemed like no one was watching. It seemed your sacrifices did not matter. It seemed the dishonest prospered while you struggled, but there is accounting operating beyond the visible. And your account is full of deposits about to manifest as tangible rewards. Heaven wants you to know that the tears you cried in solitude were collected, not poetically or symbolically, but literally. Every tear you shed when no one saw was kept as evidence of the depth of your human experience. Those tears are being transformed into blessings arriving in ways you do not anticipate. Heaven wants you to know your time of waiting is over. You have been in a spiritual waiting room for so long, feeling like your moment never came. Watching others advance while you remain stuck, wondering if something was wrong with you, or if you deserved the delay. There was nothing wrong with you. The delay was preparation. You were being forged, strengthened, purified, and the preparation is complete. The waiting room doors are opening. Your time has arrived. Heaven wants you to know you are deeply loved, not for what you do or achieve, or how you compare to others. You are loved for who you are in your purest essence. That love has no conditions, no expiration date. It cannot be earned or lost. It simply exists, constant and unwavering, available in every moment you choose to receive it. Heaven wants you to know that every person who hurt you served a purpose in your evolution. They were not accidents or mistakes. They were precisely calibrated experiences designed to activate specific strengths within you. Without the betrayals, you would not have developed discernment. Without the losses, you would not have discovered resilience. Without the darkness, you would not have found your inner light. You can release resentment now. Let go of wondering why things happened. Everything was perfect. Everything was necessary. Everything was part of the master plan now revealing itself. Heaven wants you to know your story does not end here. This is not the final climax. It is the beginning of a new chapter. Everything before was prologue. The real story is about to begin. And it will be bigger, more significant, more impactful than your current mind can imagine. You were not brought this far to stay where you are. You were not given gifts to keep them hidden. You were not elevated to this frequency to operate small. The universe invested heavily in your development. And now it is time for a return on that investment. Heaven wants you to know you are not alone anymore. Even when physical people are not around, you are surrounded by support from dimensions you cannot see. Guides are with you. Angels are assigned to you. Ancestors are watching over you. The entire spiritual hierarchy is invested in your success. And finally, Heaven wants you to know this. You are ready. Whatever you have been waiting to feel ready for, you are ready now. Whatever you have been postponing until you felt more prepared, the preparation is complete. Whatever you have been holding back from doing because you doubted yourself, the doubt is no longer valid. You surpassed the divine level. You proved your capacity. You demonstrated your worthiness. Now it is time to step fully into your power and claim the life that has been waiting for you. Chosen one. We have reached the end of this revelation. I need to speak directly about what comes next, because knowledge without application is just entertainment. And I did not create this message to entertain you. I created it to activate you, to remind you of who you are, to shake you awake if you had fallen into spiritual sleep. You have two clear paths from this moment. The first path is to close this video and return to your life as if nothing changed. To let this information fade into the background noise. To continue operating from the old frequency, the old limitations, the old version of yourself that no longer fits who you have become. The second path is to accept what you discovered here as truth and begin operating from your new position. That means no more apologizing for taking up space. No more diminishing your light so others feel comfortable. No more waiting for external permission to be who you really are. No more playing small when the universe confirmed you are meant for greatness. It means stepping forward with confidence in your elevated status, using your gifts without hesitation, speaking your truth without fear of rejection, pursuing your purpose without doubt about your worthiness, living from the frequency you earn through everything you have been through. The choice is completely yours. No one can make this decision for you. No one can force you to step into your power if you prefer to stay hidden. But understand this: the universe does not give you downloads like this randomly. You were guided to this message because it is time. Your soul knows it is time. Your spirit is ready. The only question is whether your human self will catch up. Before you decide, remember something. Look at how far you have come. Look at everything you survived. Look at how many times you could have given up but did not. Look at how you transformed pain into wisdom, wounds into strength, betrayal into discernment. You did that. You, not because someone was holding your hand every step of the way, not because the path was easy, not because you always knew what to do. You did it through sheer determination to keep going, to keep growing, to keep becoming more of who you truly are. If you could do all that while operating from a lower frequency, imagine what you are capable of now that you have surpassed the divine level. Envision the impact you can make. Sense the possibilities opening up. This is your moment. This is your time. This is the beginning of everything you have been preparing for your entire life. Chosen one. If this revelation resonated in the deepest part of your being, if you recognize yourself in everything I described, if you feel the truth of these words vibrating in your soul, then show your confirmation. Write 777 in the comments to amplify this frequency in your life. And let the universe know you are ready to operate from your new level. Make sure you are subscribed to Chosen by Heavens and have all notifications turned on, because more revelations are coming. More confirmations, more activations, more truth about who you are and what you came here to do. Share this video with someone who has also demonstrated extraordinary capacity to convert pain into power. Because elevated souls need to recognize each other. We are building a network of light, a community of awakened beings who support each other in staying true to our highest frequency. And if this message deeply impacted you and you want to show appreciation for this work, I invite you to use the Super Thanks button below. Your contribution, no matter the size, helps us continue reaching more souls ready for this level of truth and supports the expansion of this sacred mission. Click on the next video appearing on your screen to discover exactly how your elevated frequency activates permanent protection from celestial forces that guarantee you complete your mission without interference from lower vibrational attacks. Chosen one. You surpassed the divine level not through special advantages or unfair gifts, but through your extraordinary way of processing suffering. You transformed pain into wisdom, wounds into power, betrayal into discernment. That transmutation capacity led you to territory few souls have ever stepped upon. The protections are active. Your frequency is elevated. Your tribe is being guided toward you. Your mission is revealing itself. Your time of waiting is complete. Everything you went through was preparing you for what comes next, and what comes next is magnificent. Together, we are stronger. Together, we rise together. We transform this world by holding our light steady no matter what darkness tries to dim it. Welcome to your new level. Welcome to your true power. Welcome to the beginning of everything you were born to be.